Alright, welcome to Never Alone, a game made by some Inupiat people from Alaska. Let's see if the cultural insights videos work. And they do. Yay.
One of the things I think a lot of people need to understand is we aren't a museum piece. The Inupiaq people are a living people and a living culture. Even though we're in northern Alaska, which covers this vast area from Nome all the way over the Canadian border, is that there's this extreme value of interconnectedness and interdependence.
It's a hunting society, a gathering society from thousands of years.
This is what creates our culture.
That special relationship between humans and the natural world and the animals, and that it teaches you how to have a society that doesn't do too much harm to the world.
Love and respect for nature, for one another, for our elders. Very, very fundamental value, key to life.
So our values are something that bind us all. The importance of sharing with one another, the importance of spirituality, and the connection to the land, our traditions, how we hunt, sharing of stories and songs and dances.
I'm Inupiaq. I'm from the Arctic Ocean.
I am Inupiaq.
It's very important to me. It's who I am as a person.
And we're very proud of who we are, and we want to continue that.
Yay, the videos work. So, if you are curious why I'm happy that the videos are working, they were not working earlier, because I didn't have the right codecs installed, but now that has all been taken care of, and we are free to watch these videos before we start playing the game. So let's watch another one.
You'd be busy, busy, busy all through the day. You get up and you just go right to work, right to work.
There was always something to do. There was never any idle time. The only idle time we had was after we eat and before we go to bed.
One of the older people would be just relaxing, laying down there and saying, it'd be really nice to hear a story. And then just organically, someone would just start telling the story.
Storytelling for the Inupiaq people is very important because it not only created that sense of community, but is a way to pass on wisdom to the next generation.
It was like TV, It was just like, it was as good as any movie you've ever seen. And the storyteller told it so clearly that it was just as powerful as any of the greatest movie blockbusters you've ever seen.
There was a reason behind the stories that we were told because they held traditional knowledge. They held things that we might need to know in life, whether it was about how to find food or how to survive, or it was about well-being and the importance of connecting with people and being a good member of the community.
We all do stories. We all live in stories. We all tell stories to our friends. And they need to be told. They need to be heard.
Okay, so that actually worked. Let's mess around with the options, controls. Huh. Why do they even pretend that there are options if they're just going to give you the controls for you? Alright. Seems like I got my WASDs, my space. Q to do something. Left control, left shift. It's pretty normal. So it'd be something better played with the controller, but I'm too lazy to plug one in. So, gonna continue doing this. Settings. Video settings. Advanced settings. Let's do full. See what happens. I usually keep VSync off, but I don't think that this is going to be terribly taxing on my video card, so we'll do it that way. Audio settings. Seems good. Turn. You know what, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna just plug in a controller. And see if that works. Because the default control scheme seems really awkward, but with a controller it's probably easier, provided that a controller is recognized by this game, which it might not be. And my controller is covered in dust because I haven't used it in forever, because I have been playing mouse and keyboard games and then gaming on my PlayStation, which has its own controller. And so now I'm pulling out my Xbox controller. I don't actually own an Xbox, but I don't actually own an Xbox, but I have an Xbox controller, or a knockoff Xbox controller. I shouldn't say knockoff. A third-party Xbox controller, because I did not want to waste money on a more expensive controller. And it's not being detected right away, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna exit the game. Excuse me. And we're gonna get back into it, and hopefully the controller will be detected. Sweet. Video settings. Okay, controller's detected. Let's see, is the image being displayed? Yeah, we are good to go. Excuse me. Alright. Let's start a new game. Oh man, this controller is grimy as hell. Okay. Yeah, because I've not. Brutal.
Inyone ako din. Ano kao tigay? Ano hulingay lekso? Ano hulingay lek passionate? Kisay ma panirniya lek siguro. Ibig siya kalulog 기세마 숨만
Oh no, covered in snow.
다시 강했자고 악시가 숨만 안 홀리시고르고 마가 숨만 안 홀링아리야가 마가 다시 강했자고 악시가 숨만 안 홀리시고르고 마가
Okay, let's go watch Scrimshaw.
So scrimshaw is this really beautiful method of art that's done either on baleen or ivory, and traditionally it was used to tell stories.
Each etching is telling a story of some event. Caribou hunting was taking place. This is what was going on. War began around this time, and so it sort of gives you a timeline of history through etching.
An elder or the person who carved it would literally be able to read the scrimshaw story.
They're like reading a book, in a way.
A lot of the storytelling traditions would be things that after the storytelling was done, we'd just rely on the next person telling it. And so scrimshaw is a very important way for Alaskan Native people to record their history.
Okay, I think we can actually start playing. I don't know the controls, but we can start playing.
안 홀릭 발속에 순이라가 나 조금네 더블라니 배약 시작을 아유미 쪽 바야그니 올릭서
Polar bear can jump? Fair. Polar bear's an asshole. What does the fox say? And the fox died.
똑다와약똑 기심레오미 아란납강아 배약똑
Hold on. Whoops, controls, let's see. Brace, interact, bola, don't know what the bola is yet, we'll figure that out. I think it's for shooting people. Alright. Oh, it's all face buttons, no triggers. Good to know. No new insights. Okay, let's continue. We'll play like 5 more minutes of this. didn't get very far, did we? That's alright.
콜레 링아이 쪽 인여고는 데려간 내약하가네 빌리고 데려간 내약 다음에 알레둔 인이죠.
It's got a bit of a vignette effect. Okay. There's a lot of rumble here, and I wish I could turn it off. Okay. I don't need the rumble on the jump. That might be a little too much. Where am I supposed to be going? What's the point of the story? I don't know yet. Oh, it's just like Uncharted. Sliding down Uncharted 4. With all the rock slides. I like the whatchamacallit, the bracing against the wind mechanic is actually neat. I like that it's a thing that you do in this game.
When I was growing up, my grandpa had a pet white fox. If you're a good friend with the fox, when there's danger abound, they try to keep you from getting into trouble. They pull tricks here and there, and foxes are like spoiled little kids in that way. When you let her out, she'd go prancing out in the snow, jumping in the air. I know she was happy then. Come running at me and jump on my chest, knock me backwards, lick my face, and I try not to let it. So that was my memory of my grandpa's pet fox.
It's got clickbait headline there.
It provided for us in many ways.
Our clothing in those days was made of all caribou skin.
I grew up wearing caribou pants, mittens, caribou skin mattress, blankets.
Some people had boots that were made with wolf leggings, sealskin sole bottoms. Baleen was shaved to make insoles. They kept us quite dry and warm as well. But the caribou skin clothing was the best. And we would get as many yearlings as we could for our outer clothing. And for a heavy winter, we would get caribou in February or March because the hair was the longest and the skin was the thickest, and we would use those for our winter gear. With that stuff on, you could sleep outside in 50 below and it wouldn't bother you a bit.
Below, man. Don't exaggerate. I was bracing. Wow, watching a kid drown is kind of creepy. Nope, looks like I have to wait. Okay, now she can do her thing.
Supaya allow lu na dam na terigan niyak Sivuneksip kangawa niveaksiagarualuk. Niveaksiagarualuk kangeksingarok. Supaya ikayok tiqaqanip allauluni taamna teriganniaq. Sivuneksip kangawa niveaksiagarualuk. Kanutun pekpaganaqtilaangit tamatkua ikayok tauruat.
Alright, this has to be the fox right now. Jumping on magic. Because the checkpoints are owls, I think. Oh, I think we'll do one more checkpoint.
Silla is the weather. It also means the atmosphere. Here's the Nuna, or the land. And it's anything from the land into the moon, the sun, the stars. That's Silla.
It's a very spiritual, and we have a relationship with Silla. Silla has a soul in the same way we do as people, in the same way animals do.
I think spirit helpers in and of themselves are really about how we're connected with things. And so it may be that there is a spirit helper that shows themselves as a bird to show you the way home, or it may be a spirit helper that actually decides to show themselves with the face and body of a man instead of their animal form. And so I think one of the things that's hard to understand is that it's not one way of seeing things, it's one way of knowing you're connected to everything.
We've always had that spirituality of everything around us.
It's
So
the
there's-
interaction.
These
you
have
have,
spoilers in them.
the air you breathe, the ocean that you gather resources from, the rivers from which you gather fish, the tundra from which you pick berries, the animals that give themselves. It's all of that.
Niveaksiagarualugulu teriganniagalu ikayuti piaqtuk. Siqaqaniutimigini. Ara kangeksinaichikun niqanuk pisinaa. Aglaan tavra atauchikun aingaruk.
There's probably another checkpoint coming up. Whoops, I screwed that up. How did I get it right earlier? Okay, that's how you do it. Okay.
In the winter, when we were traveling, we didn't build sod houses, we built snow houses. In Canada, they call them igloo, but here in Alaska, we call them apuya. We'd do a day of travel, and then we'd make a apuya. The next day, my father would set traps, spend the day there, rest the dogs, give them something to eat, and then the following day, we continued to the next place. We'd go to my dad's sister, who had a house at the bottom. They had a small sod house over there. We didn't have to do anything. We just visit with them, and my dad and my sister were glad to see each other, and they'd talk away while us kids played outside or go to sleep. By the time we get back to our home, my father would leave us with our aunt or with my grandmother, and then he'd start on his trips and go check his trap line. We were not into 8 to 5 kind of time, you know. We're in a totally different kind. We're in ecological time.
Okay. Oh no, stuff's on fire. Maybe this is the end of the first chapter. Who knows? No new insights, okay.
Iverksiakarolu dikit ka aimakvini. Agalan maluna kasingamara. Inyokoluk dikin ngamarok iverksiakarolu pingan.
He looks like a jerk.
Ibahalaksimarok sumittema.
Huge jerk.
Kumanyanyaksup. Pakit kangang nago.
Gigantic jerk.
Nunakik ikiwaktua kaniksak. Inyungi tukutaktawa niksit.
Yep, jerk. Alright, so I think that was enough of that. We're gonna exit now. Thank you for watching and dealing with some minor technical difficulties, or major technical difficulties if you're watching this before. And I'll see you again next time. Ciao.